That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 111 or 111 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to bring this wacky, weird, spooky, strange, and I fucked that up. Whatever.
Who gives a shit?
Who
We're at
cares?
111. You
And-
guys can deal with it, all right? You're going to take our faults.
And Castle.
I came a little aggressive. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
I'm just a little riled up. You know what I mean? When we record on these Thursday nights, when I got to stay up and edit these, I get real riled up.
You guys are getting the freshest podcast in the game. We record these right before midnight.
By the time we finish this, it's probably going to be Friday. Which is just going to fuck me over so hard for work. But you know what? I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for you.
Wow, David, thanks.
Not you.
Oh, okay.
The listeners. Fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck me. But before we go into our longer stories, we have to catch you up on any of the weird news you may have missed. And you guys love this weird news, of course. And David, you're going to love this as man jailed for trying to resurrect his grandmother.
God damn it.
Okay, I read the title. I have two more, so you continue.
No. I didn't read anything, so you go for it, bud.
Well,
it's all you. I'll find another one.
Well,
you keep going.
You're not really missing out on much because honestly, all it says
The
is
shortest article ever.
Yeah, it is. They don't even say his name, and I want to know his name because I need some grandma help myself. But it says a man in Tennessee was jailed for causing nearly $30,000 in damages to a cemetery in an attempt to resurrect his grandmother. And basically what happened is at Huckleberry Spring Road in Knox County, he decided to go to the graveyard and start digging up his grandmother, but it also says that there were numerous broken headstones. So,
Okay, yeah. He's really bashing them up. Just bashing them.
He hates grandma's neighbors. You're too close to my grandmother, 6 feet, motherfucker.
He hates those neighbors' grandmothers almost as much as he hates concrete and stone slabs.
Do you think that he maybe makes headstones for a living? So if he goes and destroys them all, people got to come knocking at his door.
That's got to be a story. Somewhere in the world, that had to have happened at least once when someone just went and snapped a bunch of headstones and just raked in the money.
Because it's the perfect crime if you dig up your grandma and and like
Perfect crime.
And put her in a funny position like near the broken headstones. People aren't going to go like, "Hey, I think it was the headstone maker," and then somebody's going to go, "No way, dude! Did you see they made his grandma? They glued her to a skateboard chest first. Like, there's no way it was him.
No way, man.
No way." But anyway, so he got caught, and they asked him like, "What were you doing?" And he said he was destroying property in an attempt to resurrect his grandmother. I don't. It's hard to know. Like, they're gonna find out that it's not his grandmother. Watch.
He just brought back some other old bag of bones, bitch.
Remember the guy? I think like last week or 2 weeks.
You're not my nana.
Is that what you call your grandma? Old bag of bones, bitch? Jesus.
I don't have a
Christ.
grandma no more.
I have a bag of bones. But remember that guy who like dug up a grave like from like the 1700s and he was boiling the bones? Like, this might be the same guy on one of his forums. You know, they always like, "Hey, go make yourself a stew." So like, we don't even know. There's not enough information in this article, but it's enough to make us chuckle, and we wanted to share it with you.
Yeah.
David, what do you have for us?
So I did grab a quick rebound. It's not so much a news story; it's a fun fact, but I will bring that up after your next one. So this news story is Madonna refused to work with David Guetta after he revealed his star sign.
Okay, I saw this too when I was searching for weird news, and I thought she would work with him because of his amazing remix to George Floyd's Family. Did you see that?
No.
You obviously this is a very touchy subject. I'm not making fun of anything but like he was like, it was like during, like right after he died, and he like was on a rooftop, and he was like, "This remix goes out to George Floyd and his family," and I'm like, dude, not the time. Nothing says EDM. Nothing says like we need to. Okay.
Thank God he's not American, right? He's not American. Is he American?
No, he's like Swedish.
That's what I was thinking.
That.
Swedish.
Yeah, but like nothing says like let's mourn the loss of somebody that just died, like an EDM song, and then he like remixed like Martin Luther King into it, Martin Luther King Jr. And
no.
I was like, David, this is a wrong step, baby. Don't do this.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a quick little background on David Guetta, which might make sense why he's doing all these.
Or
I don't
Guetta?
fucking know. I don't care. But he is a French DJ, and he is 52 years old. Just want to throw that one out there.
I mean,
Holy shit! I mean, I'm not bashing people, at in the 50s, but for God's sakes, like, what was he doing, 1 through 45 before anybody knew who he was?
He was on Lil Wayne songs. Wasn't he on like Let It Rock or some shit? Let it rock, let it rock. Remember that song? He had like a stint of like pretty good like songs in like the mid 2000s or like 2010s, early 20. I don't know. But
holy shit, 2000s.
No one wants
man.
to work with him because he's a fucking Scorpio.
Is he? 2000s were 20 years ago. Fuck me.
Well, I think it was the 2010s, but anyway.
We're not cool and we're not hip anymore. We're getting old.
No, we're not. And we're not.
I am.
We're not nothing. We're just an old bag of bones.
But yeah, so hold on. But so it turns out that David Guetta is a Scorpio.
Oh, I guessed it. Why do people hate Scorpios?
I don't know, but
Scorpions are cool. You could put them in a paperweight and buy it from Arizona.
Talking about reincarnated bag of bones, Madonna said, "I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to work together. It was a pleasure knowing you. Goodbye."
She's like, "Sorry, I don't like getting stung by scorpions. You're gonna have to do your George Floyd remixes somewhere else." Seriously.
Well, now I'm curious. How old do you think Madonna is?
She's like 103, I think. Like
you're close,
more or less.
62.
What?
Yeah.
I think she has abs, which is weird to me. When you're 62, you should just be eating applesauce and sit in front of Wheel of Fortune. Give your abs to somebody who can use them, Madonna, you son of a bitch.
Oh, okay, yeah. Can you do us the deed of doing another news story?
Yeah, I got one right here. Yakuza officially banned from giving kids Halloween candy by Japanese government. So
how do you regulate that? If you know they're Yakuza,
No, I think the Japanese government know exactly where the Yakuza are. It's probably like the same thing with like the mafia in like Italy, where they're like they just have ways around like the judicial.
I'm sorry.
I'm a lawyer. The judicial system. I can't talk, but I think
It's
they have
okay.
like ways around it where like the guys who are like doing all the worst shit are just having like their runners do it, so they can't really prosecute them. But apparently they passed the law because apparently I thought Halloween was like big everywhere. I didn't know. It's like very stupid of me to think that, but apparently it's just becoming kind of like popular in Japan. It started with like cosplaying and stuff like that, but now it's like becoming like more popular, and they only do it in limited places still, like shopping centers and like neighborhoods during the day mostly and stuff like that. It's kind of still like weird and stuff. But apparently the Yakuza at their Kobe headquarters, they were giving out candy, and they're like, come on in and get your candy, and they're saying happy Halloween and just being really nice to the kids. But that's like typical mafia stuff too, where like
those kids are gonna have to put on a hit later for that Snickers bar.
Exactly. but no, God, no, I'm just thinking about Snickers, man. You got me all messed up. But apparently they are now legally barred from giving out sweets to trick-or-treaters because the organization crime exclusion ordinances made it illegal for criminal organizations to give gifts, monetary or otherwise, to minors, invite them onto the grounds of their facilities, or correspond with them, which is fair, very fair.
That makes sense, yeah. No, I got it.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, it's funny because a lot of, like, I don't know what the Yakuza does, really. I haven't really looked into them, but I know, like, the Mafia would be like, I'm gonna do like a mafia voice, be like, oh, we're really good to the neighborhood and stuff. And then like
You didn't say gabagool.
gob hat mafia guy hat Fez not Fez they don't wear Fez
Dora?
what do yeah that's what it is.
Dora?
Trilby.
Trilby Tommy gun.
I love it when the mafia guys walk up to gamer girls and go, "Milady, would you like a sip of me Mountain Dew?" But like I was saying, these mafia guys, they basically go like, "We do a lot of good stuff for the neighborhood," and they'll be like giving out like fresh loaves of bread. But like what you don't see behind the scenes is that they're going to like each market and then like beating the shit out of like the baker, stealing his bread and being like, "You better pay next month for protection," and then they're just giving out the bread to like the people in the town. People are like, "The mafia is so nice." I'm like, yeah. But like there's hidden like
go ask Lenny, the fucking baker.
Yeah, there's hidden horribleness going on too. So I mean, whatever, teach their own. But
so yeah, I had to scramble. I didn't want to just do one here, so we're gonna do a fun little fun fact here, and that is that Tom Cruise divorced all 3 of his ex-wives when they turned 33 years old.
oh, that's nothing, dude. That's Leo.
Well, hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
And each is 11 years younger than the last.
Whoa.
That's some math. That's quick math.
It is. But here's the thing. You know, Leo was doing the same thing, but I think he was kicking him to the curb at like 27 or 28.
He wasn't marrying him though, was he?
No, he wasn't marrying him. He was just like dating a bunch of models. But like, I think the
and not in 11-year intervals.
Yeah, no. But I also hear like Leo doesn't like take showers. I heard he stinks like BO because he like, you know, obviously he cares about the earth, so he's just like
probably. I mean, I know I've talked about it before. That guy's Instagram's the worst.
Yeah, he's just like, do you know how many sharks are dead? And you're like, now I do. But
thanks, Leo.
He's like, here's a video of me killing a shark. Here's one more dead. And you're like, Leo, I'm confused. He's like, sorry about that last post. I was drunk, guys. But
did a lot of cocaine.
I thought that shark was my dad. But speaking of sharks, wow, this was such a great
I said I didn't want to do the aviator.
But he wanted to pee in those jars like Howard Hughes, grow out his fingernails. You know how that be. We all do it. Stop pretending like you don't. But speaking of sharks, like I said, this is a great transition. I have one more news story.
Okay, let's hear it.
Baby Shark kid song used to bully jail inmates, DA says.
Fuck yeah.
So apparently in Oklahoma County Jail, prisoners are being forced to listen to Baby Shark on a loop at loud volumes for extended periods of time. And 4 inmates were subjected to the inhuman discipline, apparently. And they are forced to stand the entire time, hands cuffed behind them and secured to the wall, which is sad now that I read that out loud. It's funny because it's
but
Baby
in your
Shark.
mind it was funny.
It's funny because it's Baby Shark, but it's not funny because they might be actually. This is a psychological warfare, which I think was like the Geneva Convention was like, you guys can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And jails are like, what if it's Baby Shark? And they're like, that's pretty. Geneva Convention's like, that's pretty funny. You could do that. You could also
fuck him up with Baby Shark.
You could also poke him in the eyes too. Like,
we still doing mobster voices? I'm confused now.
Geneva Convention's like, you could also poke them in the eyes like Three Stooges style and almost legally blind them because it's kind of funny. Also bop them on top of the head with a hammer. You're like, okay.
Yeah, put rakes everywhere.
Honestly, I don't think like the Three Stooges could be around now because literally they would just like physically abuse each other to the point where like if somebody did that in real life, they would cause like massive brain damage or blindness.
Oh yeah, they get sued. So those 3 nasty boys, they're dead, right?
They better be. I would be so scared to see them alive. Imagine one of them walking
reunion
around.
Tour, baby.
Their eyes are 3 inches set back in their head because they've been poked so many times. Bloodshot. Big old dents in their craniums. They got pie on their face still, probably.
I googled the Three Stooges. I'm on the Wikipedia page here. It says they stopped performing in 1970, but
What? They went that far?
I'm looking at the former member list. We got 6 on the former member list.
This is not correct. No way, Jose.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe they did like a reboot. They did like a Doctor Who where like they all died and then they came back as like Patrick Stewart or something. David Tennant.
Samuel Horowitz, buddy. That's a face I'd like to see get hit with a beehive.
A big old pie face.
Yeah, he did.
Well, here's the thing. I remember the original Three Stooges. One of the bits was they were trying to carry a block of ice up to the refrigerator. So if that doesn't tell you how old they fucking are, then I don't know what will. They had like the hooks that like go into the giant block of ice that like the delivery man drops off at your house. And they
with those big old tongs.
Yeah, and they also had like the seltzer water and like the fire extinguisher looking thing. You know that thing?
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah. No one has those anymore. Why not?
Yeah.
Everyone's drinking LaCroix.
Yeah.
I just love to see them just start hucking LaCroix at each other super hard. It's like a reimagined seltzer water bit, but just getting hit in the face with a can of soda.
All right, we got a call in here for any of our listeners who wants to be the third Three Stooge with Tobin and I. I'll be Mo. I'll shave my head and be Mo. I think
Mo does not have a shaved head. Mo Howard is the one with the bowl cut.
I will get a bowl cut.
Curly's bald. Larry has the fucked up Krusty the Clown haircut.
How is Curly the bald one?
Don't ask me. I didn't name him.
That's bullshit.
Gary.
I assumed Curly was the one with the fucking Krusty the Clown.
You might
cut.
Yeah, you would think. But you know what I was thinking? Gary, our haunted doll, for those of you who don't know.
He does have that bowl.
He has the bowl.
He does have the bowl. Let's just throw a bunch of LaCroix in.
I think we plucked off one of his eyelashes too.
No, we did not pluck off an eyelash. That thing fell off on its own because he was so haunted he said, "Fuck this eyebrow." I remember picking him up. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter at this point. I remember specifically picking him up to give him his goodnight kiss, and that eyelash flying through the air. It cut me. It actually cut me. That cut got really infected. Bugs came out of it. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
Welcome to the haunted cut.
I had to go to Egypt to get it checked out by a special doctor. I ran through a hall screaming my dick came out.
I ran headfirst into a temple wall. Guess what? There's a scarab in my brain.
How was I supposed to know the doctor's office was inside of a temple?
I love The Mummy. Great movie. Brendan Fraser, reboot it. I want Fat Brendan as the protagonist, and guess what? There's a bunch of mummies, and he's hungry. And his sidekick is the kid that boils bones. So they're gonna kill it together. They're just gonna have mummy soup.
Can we just throw Shia LaBeouf as the sidekick? Just say fuck it.
Oh, he's the director, dude.
Get him real nice and high.
He's gonna get real fucking weird with this movie.
The whole movie, it just cuts to him. He's supposed to be in a temple. It just cuts to him inside of his truck, cleaning it while smoking joints and reading his lines.
That's so good. Anyway, I think you guys are caught up on any of the news. You may have.
That's the news, baby.
That's the news. It's all free for you.
This is your free news because fuck everything else.
Because fuck ad blocks that block your ad block.
You can't block us.
No, I'm not paying for your articles. Anyway, let's get into these stories before I throw up. So, let's do it. Now, David, we have covered some spooky places on Camp Strange, from torture chambers to haunted barns to the spirit-filled woods. But today we must return to one of our favorite and by far oldest locations for ghost sightings. And that's the castle. Like I said, it's going to be a castle episode. We love castles, don't we, David?
Oh yeah.
They're great.
I just want to lay down on that cold stone and fall asleep.
I wonder how anybody got any sort of comfort. I get like that you get the comfort of just like not not being murdered by your enemies because your walls are just thick rock, but like you can't even enjoy the inside of your house, right? Everything's like so dimly lit and there's like no windows and everything. It's like, ooh. Everything's cold and all you
yeah, and if you do get the window, then you just have to spend the whole day holding yourself back from jumping out of it.
or throwing your ponytail out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as we have discussed in the past, from the Green Children of Woolpit to the Glams monster, aka Horny Frog Boy, all you listeners might remember that episode. Castles are a haven for deformed creatures and, of course, tormented spirits. That is why today we must travel far from the castle-less lands of the United States, I ain't talking White Castle, baby, and take a trip over to the rolling green hills of the land of Guinness. As today, I tell you the tale of one of the most haunted locations in Ireland, Leap Castle. So, David, I had to do a lot of research to find this haunted-ass castle, and I chose this place because it has just such a fun little smorgasbord of ghosts living in it, and also a pretty fun past, which is, that's all you want. You want a castle with a fucked up past where it traps a bunch of ghosts, and that's just, it's like 13 Ghosts, but
God, we talk about that movie a lot. Man, I love that movie.
Dude, that's such a good movie. It's Halloween. Everybody, it's not Halloween yet, but you guys should go watch 13 Ghosts if you haven't, because Tony Shalhoub's in it. Matthew Lillard.
I met Tony Shalhoub once.
What?
I
you
have
met
a
Matthew
picture.
Lillard.
I met both of them. I basically met the entire cast.
Did you
I have
meet
a
the
photo.
jackal?
I have a photo of like 14-year-old me with Tony Shalhoub, whatever the fuck his name is.
That's him.
At a Packer game in the merch store.
What?
It turns out, yeah, he's from Wisconsin or some shit, and he's a huge Packer fan. And I was at a Packer game. Go Pack, go baby! And yeah,
That's
I feel like
crazy.
I'm gonna have to provide this photo. I gotta find it because
It's the jungle out there.
I mean, honestly, the real reason you guys see it is just to see a 14-year-old me, because it's bad.
Okay, and you met Matthew Lillard on like a boat in Hawaii?
Yeah, that was cool. He was a really sweet man.
He's like,
Tony Shalhoub,
hey,
though.
man, the fish down there, I don't really know about them. That was like
Pretty
a
good.
horrible Shaggy impression.
I thought that was pretty good. Do the part where your wife catches you on the kitchen counter.
No, does he have a wife's name in that movie?
I don't think you
Her
got
name's
that.
Linda.
I don't think you got that.
I got it.
Shaggy joke.
I got it. Oh, I was gonna say, hey, Linda. No, I spilled the peanut butter on my wiener. I swear, Scoop wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't doing nothing, Linda. Is that good?
Oh, I mean, even when the jokes are just completely missed, sometimes they're good.
No,
You didn't get that
no,
Shaggy joke?
No. Wow, you really fucking dropped a musician Shaggy joke. Shame
Are there
on
any
you.
other Shaggies you can make a joke about besides Rut-Row Raggy or Caught Me Naked on the Bathroom Floor?
Yeah, Shaggy 2 Dope from the Insane Clown Posse, motherfucker.
You know what? That's on me. I airballed that free throw. Holy shit.
Whoop whoop. Anyway, I have to continue this story.
I'm sorry.
This
We've
is
been going.
This is the off the rails Camp Strange. I hope you guys are drunk right now, because that's the only way you're still listening to this. I gotta get into this. Oh, by the way, Shaggy and Sting have an album together, just so you guys know.
Yeah, I remember that. Was Kyle the one that really liked that?
Yeah, he has it on vinyl. I'm joking.
For fuck's sakes.
I don't know.
Can you imagine working in a vinyl pressing operation factory and just for 2 weeks just pressing a million
Shaggy
copies
and
of
Sting.
Shaggy and Sting? Ugh.
It sounds like a horrible.
How do you wake up?
Sounds like a
How do you wake
canceled
up?
Cartoon Network show. Anyway, let's continue. So, Leap Castle is located in the town of Coolderry, and
You got to keep dairy cool. It's gonna go bad. It's gonna curdle.
It's true. So, Leap Castle, located in the town of Kildare, is thought to have been built in the 1500s by the O'Bannon clan. Although history only remembers the O'Bannon Castle today, it is thought to have been built over an earlier castle. You know, just to start our journey into why this place is so fucking haunted. Never build a castle over the destroyed castle of another family where most likely the whole family died. You know, that's just rule number one, right?
People don't leave a castle unless everybody dead.
Exactly.
That's rule number
Wow,
one.
that is kind of true. And if that wasn't enough of a don't build here sign, before the original castle, you know, the one that they built over, before that even castle, the lands were used by druids for initiation ceremonies.
So, you want to fill anybody in what a druid is?
I knew you were going to ask that, David. That's why I got the definition right here. A druid is a priest, magician, or soothsayer in the ancient Celtic religion. Just so you know. So they were.
Well, don't they shapeshift and shit? Don't they turn into like werewolves and all that?
I think you're thinking of like World of Warcraft druids.
Yeah, is that not the same thing?
Well, magicians can shapeshift into whatever they want, right?
Well, there you go.
Rabbit in a hat.
I'm a bear. I'm a tiger. I'm a rabbit in a hat.
They're like, wait, no. They pull out the rabbit in the hat. I'm like, no. The guy pulling the rabbit out of the hat is the rabbit now, and now the magician is the rabbit. They switch consciousness.
Yeah.
Just so you know of how magic works, you idiots. So,
God, we can make a script on that one.
So then my next line I say, so they were probably, you know, doing druid initiation things like piercing each other's nipples and spanking the new druid with a long branch. I wrote that yesterday. I don't know why I wrote that.
I like that.
Thank you. So the O'Bannon clan were the secondary chieftains under the ruling of the O'Carrolls. That was a horrible Irish accent.
I didn't know what the fuck that was, but I was going to go with it.
Here's the O'Carrolls. So the O'Carrolls basically like they were like top tier family, and the O'Bannons were like they're kind of like littler family gang that they like, you know, hey, go fucking get us some cheese. And the O'Bannons had to go get him cheese. But that didn't mean that the O'Bannons weren't having their own political turmoil within the castle. Because, listen to this. So originally named Liam Ubahanian, I don't know, that might be Celtic. I don't know how to pronounce that. Meaning Leap of the O'Bannons. That's what the castle was originally named. And legend has it that two O'Bannon brothers were either contesting the chieftainship of their clan, or they were fighting over their dead father's riches, and I'm not sure which one, because they, you know, there's two different explanations, and they're like, oh, we don't really know which one they're going for. But basically, they decided to have a friendly competition. I don't know how friendly this is. A friendly competition to see who would be the winner of either the father's riches or to be the next chieftain of the clan. And the only way to settle this argument was a display of strength and bravery. Now, David,
What about horniness?
I mean, that always comes into play, but that's for the winner. The winner gets to show how horny he is. Prima nocta.
One could argue, you know, a mix between strength and, what was it? Strength and bravery?
Yeah.
I mean, that equals horniness.
It's strength plus bravery equals horniness.
Yeah.
Remember that, people.
We're men of science. We're men of math.
Your math quizzes out there.
Yeah.
So David, you know, strength and bravery. What competition would you pick, David, to show how strong and brave you were? You know,
Who can just beat the absolute piss out of a lion? bare hands, no weapons, just beat the fucking piss out of a lion.
You know, like lions that roamed the Irish countryside in the 1500s. Those lions.
Yeah, didn't Braveheart have a lion on his head or something?
I think you're thinking of like Hercules.
Yeah. Nah.
Maybe a sigil was a lion, but like you would think it would be like a duel or something where there was like a clear, obvious winner or something like that.
So no lions?
No, David, you're wrong, because they both decided to jump off a huge ass rock to decide who would be the winner.
Yeah, I get it. I don't like jumping off of high things. I'm gonna put that one out there. Guess I'm a
Yeah.
coward.
I mean, they basically just like went to a cliff, like where near the castle was going to be built, and they just like jumped off. And anyway, it doesn't say anywhere who the winner was, but everyone knows
Because they both fucking
I was
lost.
gonna say, but everyone knows that the second guy to jump is the fucking winner. So unless they both jumped at the same time, and then everybody who watched just won, and they could just go steal all the dead father's riches, and now hey.
You got to stick the landing, tuck and roll, baby.
True. Or just like at least get a clean break in there. Let the bone just shoot right through so like then the guy could come with the axe and just,
Lob it off.
yeah, lob it off. So,
And then feed it to the lion that you have to fight.
there we go. There we go. The lion was happy after they jumped off the rock.
That's for sure.
But on that land, where they decided to do the old, tucking head first into the ground, the surviving O'Bannon built a castle to start their new empire. So that's where they decided to start, building. And they probably built it over that other castle, like I said, because I think the O'Bannons were the first ones to build that new castle. The other one was completely destroyed. So, like I said, the O'Bannons were sworn to the O'Carrolls, which meant that the O'Carrolls would often use Leap Castle and the surrounding countryside as a battleground and strategic stronghold during times of war. This meant that many of the people died outside and within the castle walls. If you're still not satisfied with all the tragedy occurring to create this ghost motel, don't worry, there's a bit more. So basically, like this whole like hillside and castle were just like littered with bodies at all times because they just had a ton of battles here, and bunch of deaths during war. It just creates mad ghosts. So let me get into I think this is my favorite little tidbit of history, because after the O'Bannons lost the castle, so they ended up losing the castle. 3 years later, the O'Carrolls, who were their like bosses, got it back and decided to keep it for themselves this time. They kicked the old O'Bannons out. Following the death of the patriarchy, Mulrooney O'Connell, which is a fucking cool name.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Mulrooney. So after he died, the family struggles plagued the O'Carroll clan. A fierce rivalry for the leadership erupted within the family as a bitter fight for power turned brother against brother. One of the brothers, being a priest, was holding mass for a group of his family in the castle's chapel when his rival brother burst into the chapel mid-prayer, plunging a sword into his chest and fatally wounding him. The butchered priest fell across the altar and died in front of his family, and from that day on, the chapel was known as the Bloody Chapel. Which is...
It's lovely. That's sexy family fun right there.
Imagine you're just like, I just want to thank everybody for coming here today. I see Grandma, thank you. I know you didn't have to come here. I know it's hard to get out of bed with your boils all over your legs because it's medieval times and you're very sick. How old are you, Grandma? 32? Oh, wow. You look
really
like
getting
shit.
up there.
You look like shit. And then the brother just kicks it. He's like, fuck you, priest! And then just runs at him and shish kebabs him. On
His dying words was, "Don't forget to tip the tip jar that little kid's passing around."
He's like, don't let him get the basket of crude shaped rocks. That's what they used for money back then, right? Crude shaped rocks.
It's basically what we skip rocks with now. Just a real nice smooth.
Ooh,
rock.
oh no! I was thinking the cruder, the more money it's worth. The smooth rocks were worth
sharper.
Yeah, if you got a nice crude rock, that's worth a lot. Smooth ones are easy to find. Everybody's collecting. See, because people's been collecting the smooth ones for a while. They know they're good skipping rocks. You want to find the crudest.
Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. You see a real nice smooth rock, you just say to yourself, "That's value. That's value right there."
Exactly. They wanted they wanted something people didn't get their hands on. Like gold.
Nah.
Crude rock and
Sparkle
gold.
rock.
Geode. Crack it open. Oh, eat the meat on the inside. That purple meat. Those purple
earth crabs.
The purple crystal meat. That's the best. So The castle ended up changing hands a few more times, but in 1922, during the Irish Civil War, the castle was set ablaze, burning up a good portion of the stone structure. For years, it lay abandoned and charred, festering on its horrible history until 1974, when it was purchased and restored back to its old glory. This now meant that people were allowed to once again walk the halls of the great castle. The only problem, though, some of the residents already inside were not looking for any company. So let's delve into the ghosts that haunt Leap Castle, baby. So, first off, the still burnt out shell of the Bloody Chapel, or Blood Chapel, is said to be the most haunted part of the castle. Obviously, he got shish kebabbed on the altar. In front of God? Oh, God's gonna remember that one. So
the brother came with a few onion and carrots on that sword.
He got when my brother was
seasoned.
When my brother was running at me with that sword, I heard him whisper underneath his breath. He asked me if I had a green bell pepper behind my back, and a pineapple in front of me, and chorizo in the middle.
That's enough.
Okay, so visitors have said that when visiting the Blood Chapel, they usually smell the stench of burning rubber first, fast like a NASCAR. They also claim to see strange lights coming through the windows at night, but couldn't be moonlight. Probably not, right?
That was just David Guetta doing a set in the chambers.
He's got a laser pointer. He wants you to come down to his show. He's spinning hot fire right now. This next remix is for Priest Brother who got stabbed with sword. Rest in peace, God. Priest Brother. So, but the most unsettling is by far the spirit of the murdered priest and brother lurking in the stairwell, watching the visitors who enter his chapel. Or should I say, Blood Chapel. Ooh. So, yeah, he's just like being a creepo, just standing over there in the corner, watching everybody walk on his altar. And he's like, I bled on that. You can't. That's mine now. And he's not having it. So, the next location that is said to be haunted is the priest's house. See, I'm not sure if it's the same priest, but interestingly enough, the sightings here started much earlier than most of the other sightings. A woman by the name of Mildred Darby, she was a resident.
Good old Mildred.
So she was a resident.
Milfdred.
I don't think she's a mother.
She now.
Anyway, you threw me off. Now I just keep thinking about MILFs. Oh my God, I gotta go, David.
We gotta end the episode right here.
I gotta go. Mildred Darby, a resident of one of the families that ended up inhabiting the castle before the fire, in I think it was like early 1900s. She was there before the fire. Was on record in 1659. Oh, there we go. There's the date. She was on record in 1659 stating that she and the other residents had witnessed something in the priest's house. She stated, quote, "There is something heavy that lies on people's beds and snores, and they feel the weight of a great body pressing against them in a room in the priest's house." And then it says, "A monk with a tonsure and cowl walks in at one window and out another in the priest's house."
What's a tonsure and cowl?
And I knew you were going to ask that too. A cowl is monk's robes, and a tonsure is that fucked up monk cut. And I ain't talking Tony Shalhoub, motherfuckers.
So you're saying if you walk into your local sports cut and you say, hey, can you change the channel? I don't want to watch Tom Brady and the Buccaneers go up against Jared Goff and the Rams. I want to watch the Masters. Give me that cowl cut. God damn it.
No,
slap a crisp 20.
No, the cowl is the robe. The tonsure is the cut.
Yeah, I want the tonsure cut. You're telling me if I go into sports clips and I say I want the tonsure cut, they're gonna They're gonna pull the bowl out.
Yeah,
and then also shave the top of my head.
Yeah, or you can just say "fuck up my day, chief." they'll do that too.
Fuck up my day. I'm trying to go be a monk.
Say I'm trying to splice some pea pods, motherfucker. I'm Gregor Mendel in this bitch. Anyway, but yeah, they'll definitely do that for free. I think I saw some kid on TikTok
For free.
for free. They'll be like, "I'm sorry, dude, you ain't getting nothing anymore. You ain't getting friends. You ain't getting girlfriends. You ain't getting.
I feel bad charging you, man.
Dude, I have to take your family now. This is fucked up."
You're uninvited to Thanksgiving, man. I'm sorry about that.
But you could go eat all the stuffing in the bathroom. That's up to you.
See that big old clump of hair? Yeah, there's a Subway sandwich in there. You can have that.
Oh, but we put celery in the stuffing, so everybody hates it. So you can go eat it in there.
Fuck you, I love celery.
Do you like celery in the stuffing? Fuck that.
Oh, I don't know. I just like celery.
Oh, okay. Ants on a log. So, ants on a log, whoop, whoop. We got some more ghosts coming up here. Coming in hot. So we got Monk. We got Priest Brother. We got... Who else did I mention? I don't know.
The last 42 minutes
them.
has been a blur.
That was them. That was the only two. We got Monk and Priest Brother. Tony Shalhoub and Priest Man. So, next we have Emily and Charlotte. Oh. Emily and Charlotte. Breath of fresh air, those two.
Great names.
So, the ghosts of these two little girls can often be spotted playing in the main hall of Ireland's most haunted house. They are said to have lived on the estate during the 1600s, and Emily died at age 11 after falling from the castle's battlements. I'm talking Bran Stark. She probably saw some people having incestual sex. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Push me from the battlements.
Ice King, yeah.
Do you think he drinks Listerine for a treat?
And then chugs a glass of cold water.
Ooh, too cold. So yeah, Emily died at age 11. They don't even say when Charlotte died. But today, there are still sightings of a little girl falling from its great heights. I'm talking about the embattlements, only to disappear before reaching the ground. Ooh, spooky. And
I was gonna make a joke that she ended up in China, but I don't know what the opposite of Scotland is.
this is Ireland.
Ireland.
Jesus
I don't know what the
fuck,
opposite of
man.
Ireland is on the other side.
Probably just the ocean. I don't know. Someone do that math for us. Find out where the exact opposite point on the Earth is from Leap Castle.
We are men of science, but I don't know what a globe is.
I'm too busy finding a vaccine for Hot Pocket disease. Jesus Christ, people. But that's what Emily does. Emily just falls from the battlements and disappears from before she hits the ground. Guess what Charlotte does, David? Guess what Charlotte does?
She screams and throws her shit.
No, that's a good guess. No. Not me. Charlotte.
No, sorry. Wait, who's Charlotte again? I thought we were talking about you. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. Charlotte is seen dragging a deformed leg around the castle. I don't know if it's her leg.
Is it hers?
I don't know. They don't say. They just say that she drags her leg. I'm like, I'm caught between watching her limp around the castle and watching her dragging around a grown man or woman's human deformed leg.
See, I'm thinking it's like a real cartoon severed leg where you've got a good grip of the bone coming out. So she got a good grip on that bone, and like the armpit of the knee is around on her shoulder, so the foot's sticking out.
It's looking like a big cartoon ham with the bone sticking out of it.
Exactly.
That's fun. That's really fun.
That's what I'm
David.
imagining.
I'm glad you said that.
She's skipping and whistling, blowing bubble gum.
Is there like a pile on the windowsill that like the smoke is carrying her towards it?
No.
Okay.
No.
She got leg meat to eat, baby. That better be a pot pie full of leg meat. So the next ghost we have is the murdered woman.
Okay, what happened to her?
She's alive and well.
Okay.
So again, this story is told to relate back to the O'Carroll rule, not like they don't have a rule, but they're ruling.
Yeah.
They ruled.
Okay.
O'Doyle rules.
Oh, Doyle rules. I have a feeling something very bad is gonna happen to you and your family.
That banana peel. Jesus Christ. Mario Kart got nothing on that.
Nope. Is that? I wonder where that Mario Kart got that idea.
I don't know. Jesus. So, the ghost of the woman wanders today, having been murdered by a member of the brutal family during the 1500s. Sightings usually account for a terrified woman who was spotted wearing little clothing. Ooh.
Oh, I want to be haunted by her.
And then it says she screams twice before disappearing into thin air.
Only 2 times.
I don't know a joke to do two scream joke. I don't know any 2 scream jokes.
Yeah, I don't have a reference for that one, but it ain't 3.
One when she sees my face and one when she sees my body. They're both bad, guys.
Oh, nothing like a good self burn. That was a good one.
They're both bad.
It's just a mess. It's a heap.
looks like somebody threw hot boiling magma on me. So magma is below the Earth's mantle. Lava's above. That's your history. That's your science lesson.
Oh yeah, where's the brimstone?
Fire and brim. Where's smoke?
Smog.
You shall not smoke. So, next we have the governess and the old man. These 2 apparitions are.
Holy fuck! How many are there?
I told you, dude. We got 13 ghosts. Well, actually, let me count.
What are we on?
Wait, let me count how many. We got governess and old man, murdered woman. That's 3. Emily Charlotte. That's 5. And then we got fucked up tonsor cut. That's 6. And then we got fucked up priest boy. That's 7. So I don't think we're gonna reach.
We're barely halfway.
No, I don't think we're gonna reach. No.
I'm gonna take a quick nap.
No, we only got 7 ghosts. We only got 8 ghosts. So the governess and the old man. These 2 apparitions are seen sporadically in separate instances. The governess, also referred to as the nanny, not Fran Drescher, is seen often alongside Emily and Charlotte. Oh fuck, maybe it's her leg.
Oh yeah, probably.
Maybe she's got diabetes and they had to cut the leg off.
They did it for her.
They did it for Wilford Brimley. I have diabetes. Give me that sugar cookie. I want to die.
Come on, man.
Dude, Wilford.
The beatus will not defeat us, okay? We'll get by it.
Okay.
We will survive.
So, the old man has been spotted on occasion sitting in a comfy armchair enjoying the heat in front of the main hall's grand fireplace. So these 2 ones, the governess and the old man, are kind of just like hanging out, chilling. They're like, I'm not into scaring people. I don't want to drag a leg around. Old man's going to enjoy some nice fire, maybe like smoke a joint, do a puzzle. He's good. And then the governess is just like, I just want to make sure Emily and Charlotte are doing okay, which they're not. Emily falls off the fucking battlement every day, and Charlotte's dragging a severed leg around. Governess, step your shit up.
You think she ever just goes for a flip?
Like a gainer? Do a flip.
Yeah, you think she knows it's coming, so she's like, I might as well have fun with it?
She probably does like a funny thing where like she like sticks her tongue out and like flips the bird at the camera.
Yeah, I think she sets up a nice little dunkery basketball hoop at the bottom and grabs her Michael Jordan basketball and does like a triple flip dunk.
It would be cool.
It would be cool.
But people
That's how you keep people coming back to this castle.
Yeah.
You put up a show like that.
Be a
People are going to want
showman.
to see that every day.
I agree.
Put some pride into your work, Emily.
I am. So the red lady is oh shit, we got 2 more. This one's good though. This one's sad. This one's sad. But, okay, let's just get into it.
We don't like sad.
No, we don't. We can't make jokes about sad. But another apparition which haunts the castle to this very day is the red lady. There have been sightings of this creature for centuries. That's a little mean.
Yeah.
She is
Kind
said
of fucked up.
she is said to roam in a long red dress, tall and lean, with long flowing brown locks. Oh, now they're making her look good. Called her creature a second ago. The Red Lady is always seen carrying a dagger, hand raised in a menacing manner. Oh my God.
Ooh.
That's the worst kind of ghost, the one that just wants to kill you for no reason.
Yeah.
Right? Just put your knife down. Let's talk.
This is bad.
So the story goes that the woman was captured by the O'Carroll clan, and then she was this is bad. She was raped and became pregnant. And on delivering the baby, the O'Carrolls killed the child with a blade. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's not good.
And in absolute despair, the woman grabbed the knife and ended her life too. And another account states that 2 O'Carroll family members were fighting over the woman, and when she tried to flee, they chased after her and stabbed her to death. So
yeah, that's a sad one.
Yeah.
You probably could have left that one out. Hey, bud.
yeah, but like the Red Lady's like that's the one you got to watch out for. She deserves to be really mad. And honestly, if I get stabbed by the Red Lady as she's killing me, I'm like, I get it. I'm sorry.
I get it.
Go for it. So this is the last one, and this is the Elemental. So this spirit predates many families of Leap Castle, and some
this one just waterboard people in their sleep.
no, some suggest the apparition named the Elemental potentially dates back to the time of the Druids, like we were talking about.
Hey, there it is.
Whip me
Call
with
back.
the branch. So. Pierce
If
my
you say so.
Pierce my nipples. So it dates back to the time of the Druids, when sorcery would have been used to protect the sacred land on which Leap Castle was then built. Others say that Gerald, his name is Gerald Fitzgerald.
Gerald Fitzgerald.
His name is Gerald Fitzgerald. Says, okay, others say that Gerald Fitzgerald, Earl of Kildare, an accomplished magic practitioner, in a bid to take the castle, is responsible for this spirit. Either way, it is said that the Elemental is a menacing and sinister presence who only makes itself known to those who provoke it. So that's some good news. We don't really have to worry about the Elemental unless we're trying to get some Elemental action.
Yeah.
But before I finish, I wanted to end off with this little tidbit, David.
Mm-hmm.
During renovation of the castle in the 1900s, workers found an oblite, or dungeon.
Isn't that like a muscle? You're at Bleaks?
No, it's a dungeon where you keep frog bones.
Yeah, okay.
So they found a dungeon behind a wall in the chapel. At the bottom of the shaft were many human skeletons amassed on wooden spikes.
Ooh.
When cleaned out, it took 3 cartloads to remove the bones. Today, the dungeon is now covered over in order to keep people away from it. But it is believed that the O'Carrolls would drop guests through the trap door to be impaled on spikes 8 feet below. While removing the skeletons, though, a pocket watch was found dating from the mid-1800s, showing that the dungeon may have been used much more recent than anyone could have ever thought. So that's 100% true. Is that like way later they found this like pit of human skeletons so we don't even know like how many fucked up tormented spirits are actually in that place, because people are just getting mercilessly murdered around the castle all the time, and like even as recently as like the 1800s. So what? Pretty crazy.
Hey, pretty cool.
But so that's the story of Leap Castle. Go check it out if you're ever in Ireland. They do some tours, I believe. And
I go there on the weekends quite a bit.
Yeah, I like to see Emily do that gainer. She's like,
oh yeah.
She's like, what's this? And then she like does like the can opener, makes a big splash.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
All right. Well, I guess it's time that I start mine.
No.
Which means it's time I take it back to some of the more usual stories I've done on this podcast. Because I've done a few questionable ones in the past, and
what's one of those questionable ones, David?
I don't know.
He doesn't want to out himself now.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes, it gets hard. It gets hard to find the stories.
It's true.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's true.
So, because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done, a real typical one on the podcast. I want to cover one of my favorite topics, horny monkeys.
Oh,
And
God
wait,
damn it.
fuck, I already made this joke, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, no, unfortunately, what I'm bringing to the table isn't horny monkeys again.
I liked Horny Monkeys episode.
I did too. I would love to do a little survey to see who liked horny monkeys because I think we're the only ones that like.
Seems like I thought this was like about cryptids and like folklore. We're like, you guys ever see a monkey's penis?
Yeah. No, we're not gonna do that. But today I'm going to talk about a sexy, chilly monster from the depths.
What?
It's been a while since I did a good old monster
No,
story.
what's a chili monster?
Oh, we'll get into that.
Like beans and meat?
No, like cold. Like nippy.
I kind of wanted like a big vat of Kevin's chili,
I wish.
slow roasted anchos.
So today I will talk about none other than Organism 46B.
Huh?
Now, Tobin, do you know anything about Organism 46B?
It ain't chili.
You know what? I'm sure somewhere in the world someone's named a vat of chili about this boy. Or girl, I don't know.
He sounds scary though.
Oh, he's terrifying. Well, this story takes us all the freaking way to Antarctica. And as you guys know from previous episodes, Antarctica is home to many things like the ends of the Earth that are giant ice walls because the Earth is flat.
It's true.
There are Nazis living with perfect beings, just flawless humans. There are also lizard people slithering around, among other things, because now there's a new player on the field, and that is Organism 46B. Now, for my sanity,
Bingo.
and probably yours as well, we are going to call this monster B. We're just going to go with B. I don't want to say Organism 46B, I don't want to be sitting here all day going, Organism 46B. Because honestly, at this moment, Dave from last night, me, is getting annoyed typing Organism 46B over and over and over again.
or you could call him, to be fair, you can call him Yonsei.
Yonsei? No. Because I'm not going to remember to do that because I didn't type that.
Okay.
So we're just going to call him B.
But that's for
You
at
can
home.
imagine that big old red emoji B.
Oh,
So let's get the obvious out of the way and talk about the first card on the table. And that is just the sheer difficulty that is surviving in the sub-zero temperatures of the Arctic. For the most part, the only thing that actually lives in the area are seals, ice hornets, and polar bears.
What? Ice hornets?
Oh, y'all don't know about ice hornets.
I knew you set me up because I'm going to take that bait.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. But now there's a new predator that has joined the game, and God, is he horny?
Was he?
Yeah, I mean, God, we can't. I don't know about you, but I can't talk about a monster without at least acknowledging the fact that they're all just really horny monsters.
They're lonely.
They're so lonely. They're usually one of a kind.
Yeah.
So before we get into what exactly B is, let's talk about where it came from. There is no known knowledge about how old B is, but we do know where he came from.
Oh.
Now, Tobin, there are these things called subglacier lakes, and Antarctica is home to over 400 of them. Do you know what they are?
Lakes beneath the ice? I don't even know how that works, though.
Yeah, so the best way I can try to describe it to all the folks out here whom aren't men or women of science like Tobin and I
Yeah,
are.
I know what it is. I just don't want to say it and embarrass you because I know it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these lakes are basically when you try to pull your ice tray of cubes too soon and the shell is frozen. But when you go to pop that sucker out, it cracks and water shoots all over your crotch of your pants at the first high school party you went to after building up the confidence for years, just for an ice cube to completely blow that moment for you. Sorry, I got off topic. Just something little
It's
a little pent up there.
sounds like
So yeah,
sounds
basically,
like that's a personal experience.
no, not me. I just saw it happen.
I love
So yeah,
me a good
basically,
water gusher.
so basically, these are bodies of water that are held in pockets of glaciers and other massive bits of ice.
Ooh, oh my God! Imagine if you had a glass of that on your nightstand at 3 a.m. when you wake up and you're like, ugh, ugh.
You sip it, you freeze to death. Sub-Zero comes out of your closet.
It's like that little vial that Bobby Boucher has in the Water Boy. That's like
It's
the
glacier water.
it's like the blue water. It's like it never gets warm. It never
God.
gets warm, Vicky Valancourt.
I was talking about this. I don't remember who I was talking to this about, but there's so many movies, Waterboy included, that if they came out today, so many people would never be allowed to make a movie again.
No way. No way.
It is so far beyond like our today's standard of appropriate.
It's like not okay, but like Sandler's killing it though. I'm gonna watch Who Be Halloween. Let's not get that twisted.
I don't know what that is.
It just came out,
I
dog.
don't. Oh no. Let me guess. Is Nick Swartzen, David Spade?
No, we got Kevin James in this one.
Oh fuck.
He's like a
Kevin
sheriff
James.
with a beard.
A lot of people like to look at Trump and say, you know what? If that guy could become president, anybody could do anything. But I would rather look at Kevin James and say, if this guy could have a successful acting career, you can do anything you want, little Bobby.
Don't fucking talk about the King of Queens like that. He's the King of Queens. He delivers UPS packages for you and me and everybody.
Can you honestly say, was that a good show? I've never seen an episode.
I watched it all the time when I got home from school, and it was
Really?
it was great, dude. And Ben Stiller's dad is amazing.
Rest in peace. He was great.
He was great.
So
So where's Ben Stiller's dad in the glacier? Where is he, like towards the top or towards the bottom?
well, we'll find out. But
Walter Mitty bring him there and bury him? That's a Walter Mitty joke.
strange movie. I liked when he longboarded down that hill.
That made me want to go to Iceland, which I did.
So now we gotta take it to where I'm going with this, and we have to talk about one specific subglacier lake, and that is Lake Vostok. And the lake is named after Vostok Station, which in turn is named after the Vostok, a sloop of war ship, which means east in Russia. That's just a really long map to get to just saying it means east in Russian.
That's so funny, though. It is true. It is true. I was like, "Where's he going with this?" Because I thought the word sounded creepy. It sounds like Vostok. It sounds like a monster, and you find out it just means east, and you're like,
Yeah.
never
So
Vostok soggy waffles."
Since you want me to, I guess I'll pull up the Merriam-Webster definition of east, and that is the. I'm kidding. That was a goof from last week. So
You're right.
the existence of the subglacier lake in the Vostok region was suggested by Russian geographer Andrei Kapista, and based on a seismic sounding made during the Soviet Antarctic expedition. That's hard to say. Soviet Antarctic expedition in 1959 and 1964 to measure the dummy thickness of the ice sheet. So they were out on, the ground of this ice area trying to measure out how thick it was, to see if it was safe to, pull people out, pull tanks, whatever the fuck they were doing. Who knows?
Wait, there's
It's the
tanks
Soviets.
down there?
Who fucking knows?
They're probably
It's
just
the
trying to
Soviets.
bury Jerry Stiller
Exactly.
alive.
The man is dead. Can we leave Jerry Stiller
I'm
out of this,
sorry,
please?
dude.
Can't you make fun of? I don't know.
Bury Leah Remini in there. She's the wife in that show.
Oh.
She was also
Yeah,
a
sure.
Scientologist. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, let's bury her.
Fun.
So yeah, they were trying to figure out how thick the floor of the ice was, and this is when they found out that there was a body of water underneath it. So after having his hunch about the lake, he furthered his deranged research obsession, and he had to find the truth until he had a final confirmation of the existence of the lake in 1993 using lasers to find it.
Wait.
See, they just need some good old 90s lasers. Them 50s and 60s lasers weren't getting the job done.
You're right, actually.
90s babies.
But let me get to
where we at?
When we found she's too old for you if she don't know about the lake we found with the lasers. I mean, she's too young for you. Fuck, I fucked that up. You get it.
Yeah, we all got it.
If you don't know about the laser lake, then don't date her. But wait, did you say the same guy was still looking to get to that lake like 40 years later?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Imagine if he just like didn't get to that lake.
Yeah.
That would suck.
I mean, that's the majority of these crazy scientists.
You're right.
I mean, we're men of science. Like I've said over and over again, at least today, and we've said it over and over again every episode. We're men of science, but we at least know when to go record a shitty podcast instead of hunt Sasquatch.
Yeah, and there's gonna be so many things that we don't get to see that we have like been researching, like spaghetti hair and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
we're just not gonna get to see that probably in our lifetime because spaghetti hair is just like people don't agree with it. It's controversial.
Yeah, very controversial.
Meatball knees.
We can't get into it. We're gonna upset a lot of people if we do that.
Spaghetti hair.
So now this is where it gets spicy.
Meatball.
So that's the overlaying ice provides a continuous paleoclimate record of 400,000 years.
Whoa.
So that means that the surface of it is at least 400,000 years old, but the lake water itself has been possibly isolated for 15 to 25 million years.
Yeah, I knew that, but
Yeah.
they didn't.
They didn't.
Yeah, but that's pretty crazy. That water must be cold, old, and full of mold. I don't know. But like,
So
it is kind of crazy for me. Okay, this is like literally just like the biggest high thought I've ever had. But you ever been like digging, like let's just say like you go to like a national park and you're digging because you don't want people to find the body? No.
Yeah.
But you're like digging, and you like unearth like a rock and you're like, this might have been down here for like 70 years, and this is the first time it's seen light in 70 years or something.
Oh yeah,
you know what
fuck
I mean?
Rocks. They deserve to be isolated in the dark.
That's worth a lot of money, though. You crack it open and eat that purple meat.
Hey, you get one of those rocks out of the ground. Next thing you know it, he's become WWE's biggest superstar. He's filming HBO shows. He's driving cars from building to building in Dubai. He's wrestling 1,000-foot gorillas.
He doesn't have a hairline
in the city. He has the best hairline, which is no hairline.
You're right, and he's literally the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
I know, it's insane. I'm actually pretty proud of The Rock. When you really consider everything that he's like gone, like he started in the WWF and now he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood. That's insane.
John Cena's like, oh my god, you guys, I actually have like a future possibly.
Yeah.
And then while the Undertaker's just like, I don't know if I have anything because
I just want another Budweiser.
I just want to drive my Harley
red can
through a Kia dealership and scare everybody.
I want to get drunk and get in a fist fight at the monster truck rally.
I want to go to IKEA and hide in one of the armoires and jump out at people.
Oh, bro, no, fit me. I'm too big.
What's the problem? You drop your meatballs.
So on February 5th of 2012, a team of Russian scientists successfully completed the longest ever ice core, which is, digging down to a core in ice, of 12,400 feet and pierced the ice shield to the lake water. Big mistake, buddy. Big mistake.
No, I dropped my cell phone down the hole.
No, you're going to lose a lot more than a cell phone down there.
Can you go down and get that? Imagine if you did drop your cell phone and then another million years people are like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
And it's just perfectly preserved. But
razor.
So they pierced the lake so that they got to the lake?
Yeah.
Ooh, that lake must have smelled like shit. It's like
It was a big
It's
mistake.
like opening an old Tupperware.
I mean, God, I hope I'm not the only one, but there's definitely been times when we find that old Tupperware and you're just looking at it.
Old, cold, and
look
full
at
of
it.
mold.
You just keep looking at it and then you just fucking throw it away.
You're like, do I open this or do I clean this or do I just fucking dump it?
I'd rather buy a whole new 30 set than open this one.
Because then you got to buy a whole new apartment.
Yeah, that's true. So that's right. Hiding in this water, B's 15 to 25 million year slumber was awakened, and boy, was he pissed.
Oh, fuck.
So what is B? You know, I keep talking about Organism 46-B. Well, buckle in because, boy, I don't like the idea of this sexy beast. He's too sexy for me.
That's
Just too sexy.
fair.
So B is an absolute unit of a beast that is believed to be in the squid or octopus family. So obviously that paints a picture in its own.
He's already sounding out of our league.
Yeah, I can't pull him.
Too many hands.
It's too good for
Too
me.
many hands. He's like doing stuff to me that I'm like, I'm not experienced enough for this.
How many hands do you think you got?
8. If
Well.
he's an octopus.
See, that's where things get freaky.
Okay.
So measuring in at least 33 feet long and weighing what they believe to be a ton with 14 tentacles.
I don't know the 14 Latin version of like octo.
Yeah, I don't either.
14-a-puss.
For tocto.
You're just putting 8 back in there. For taco.
So this thing is horrifying, but its visual terror isn't enough, and what it can do is way worse.
Oh no.
So yeah, this is where things get fucking trippy.
Does it make you come?
It makes it come real hard.
Okay, sorry people at home. You had to hear that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my mom listens to this.
Oh, no.
So
Jody.
it was said that this beast was able to telepathically hypnotize and immobilize its prey from over 150 feet away. Very cool.
Ooh, so it's a dom.
Come on.
What?
Stop it.
What?
Stop it.
What?
When the Russian military scientists went exploring the waters, they encountered this animal and noticed that it was purposely disabling the radio system to prevent the men and women from contacting each other. One of the men exploring was sent to the motherland in the sky when B decided to hypnotize him, to subdue him and make him just sit still, and then he ripped his arms and legs clean off of the torso before the man even knew what hit him, and then quickly tossed the limbs into its octopus beak-like mouth, like a tasty little snackaroo.
Okay, I'm a little pissed off right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, okay, we're not sure if it eats humans in human
Oh no, it
flesh.
ate this guy.
No, of course it ate him, but I'm just saying, like, if it went this long without eating anything, obviously it was just doing this as an insult to be like, I'm gonna eat your fucking arms and legs. But if he was eating it for like nourishment, I'd be like, okay, nature has its course. I get it. You gotta eat to survive.
Nature finds a way.
But maybe he's like a bear, or she's like a bear. It's like a bear where like it just woke up and it's like, I'm
Hibernation,
hungry.
Yeah, just wants them limbs.
But it's kind of dumb too because everybody knows that all the good meat's right in the torso.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Legs
They're
are
just
pretty
showing off.
Maybe like crab legs. Maybe humans are kind of like crabs. All the good meat's in the legs and the arms, right?
See, you didn't see this guy. He looked like a 1995 G.I. Joe action figure where all the meat was in the arms and legs.
Hell yeah, buddy.
crotch.
Hell yeah.
So you know how some. So you know how
That
some.
octopus was like sweet bulge.
Let me see it.
That thing had 19 arms.
So you know how some octopi, is it octopus or octopi?
The plural is octopi.
So you know how some octopi have mastered the art of camouflage?
Of course.
Well, you know, there's many that can mimic its surroundings as a defense mechanism. So yeah, so can B.
I literally,
and
speaking of, I literally put the octopus in my living room and it turned into my Aunt Lydia.
did you still beat it?
I kissed it.
Oh,
Camouflage is on point, and it gave me $5.
Well, it's hard because she smells like a octopus out of water, anyways. So
Perfect.
when the other Russian militants watched B transform, he or it shapeshift into a school of fish and swam away.
Whoa. Wait,
Yeah.
wait. That's actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Transformers, fish that look like octopi.
So you got that one backwards. After witnessing this, the diving team noped the fuck out and said, "We're out of here." But during their escape, the diving team was also able to hack off some tentacles because they were still kind of under attack. Unfortunately, later that evening, as they were resting and reflecting on what the hell just happened, one of the severed tentacles, which was left behind, crawled up and slithered its way to the surface to reclaim its vengeance.
No.
And it strangled one of the ladies who was in the diving team. So yeah, the limb acted on its own and attacked and killed someone on the surface after crawling up, what was it, 12,400 feet?
Yeah, it's tired, and it still had the strength to strangle somebody. I tell you,
Yeah.
I get tired enough when I have to climb through the window.
Getting up to brush my teeth?
You know when I have to climb through my neighbor's window, I'm like, I don't even. And then they catch me in the living
You
room.
can't breathe through your mask
Yeah.
and everything.
They catch me in
Not your COVID mask, but your spooky mask that you wear when you're breaking into people's homes.
It was
And that big old knife
in
you
your
carry
Power
so
Rangers
heavy.
in your Power Rangers mask, and then they catch you in the living room, and you're like, "Can I just leave?" I
It's
don't-
morphin' time.
and then I turn to a school of fish and fly through the door.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh my god!
So
I'm getting
now
Thing
what?
vibes.
Yeah. So now, what would a rational person do at this point? This monster can shapeshift, hypnotize people telepathically, and devour them under its trance, and send its dismembered limbs on assassination trips. You pack up a nuke and you just drop it on the fucking place, right?
Of course, that's what you're supposed to do with nukes, right?
Yeah. So we're talking about the Russians here. So they spent a 5 brutal day trip trying to trap B. And believe it or not, they were successful in capturing the monster.
No.
Oh, yeah. So they brought the monster to the surface in a tank that was about the size of a small ship. But when the creature was presented to the Russian military officials, it was quickly seized, and the officials told the dive team to never, ever, ever speak of it again and deny the notion of its existence. And it has been said that from inside intelligence that good old Putin, you know, our favorite guy over there, Putin, you know, you don't talk bad about him. I love the
Putin?
guy.
It's Putin?
I don't know. What you talking about? Am I saying it wrong?
Putin.
Putin? Rasputin? I don't fucking care. He has planned to breed B and use them as an unstoppable weapon as a failsafe if war breaks out. It's also noted that some members of the octopus family typically lay 20,000 eggs in one season, but they usually get their numbers thinned out by natural selection from, you know, sea turtles snatching them up, eating them all up good like. But if they were properly protected, it would be very easy to keep all 20,000 alive if you can feed them.
Okay.
Shit.
David, I just figured out how we're going to win the war against Russia.
Okay.
They're breeding giant octopi bee-like creatures, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know what we need, David? The only thing that can defeat B. You just said it. We need a fucking giant sea turtle.
Oh, I like this. What about that one from Stephen King's novels?
I was going to say that the one with the world on its back. That thing's
Yeah.
big enough. It's got the world on
He's
its back.
definitely big enough. You can gobble all them bitches up.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Putin. but
Sorry,
Rasputin, but you just got ate by a fucking turtle.
You just got owned by Big Donald Trump.
He's your turtle. Deal with it. He's winning.
Hey, how about that fly? I honestly cannot believe we've gone like an hour and a half without
Yeah,
mentioning
dude,
that
I
fly.
thought your story was just gonna be about the fly on fucking Pence's head.
And I'm just dropping stats about flies the entire
You know
time.
what? I was gonna bring up the fly, but the fly is too mainstream for me.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows that the
goddamn
fly. It's a dead meme now.
It's only. It's not even 20. It's what 28 hours old and it's dead. It's a dead meme. Move on.
I saw the best meme, and it was the best meme, and then that was the meme that should have ended all. It said "pretty fly for a white guy," and that's the best meme, and it should have stopped after that.
Certified best meme by Tobin.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Put a stamp on it. Get it on Oprah's show. Oprah's
Give
picks.
it a car.
Tobin's picks.
Give it a
car.
Give it a car.
Give it a car it can't afford the insurance on. And then they get it repoed, and then they get put on the Repo Masters show, and everybody's laughing at them.
Getting sprayed with a fire extinguisher, shit like that.
They gotta find a new masseuse. They gotta find a new hairdresser. They gotta find. Because they can't go there, and because all the ladies are laughing at them.
Oh yeah. Your reputation.
They become the clown of the neighborhood.
You gotta move to Omaha and then start an oversized T-shirt business that says like, "This is my big T-shirt," and like people buy it to go to sleep in.
Yeah, if you're reading this, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. If you're reading this, if you're reading this, I've snuck into my neighbor's house and I am trying to strangle them. That funny meme shirt. I'm with Hims.
I'm with Hims.
I'm with Hims hair care products. Are you balding? I'm with Hims. Take a
don't
pill.
mind me.
Fix your
I'm
dick.
with Hims.
I'm with Hims.
Yeah, we got dick pills now on the back.
You want to make your hair hard and grow your dick longer? Here's Hims.
You want to grow your hair harder and make your dick grow back?
Make your dick grow back. Try Hims.
Oh, fuck. All right.
9 out of 10 men say it's fake. But that that one's good at Photoshop.
So now you're probably thinking, why haven't I heard of this organism 46B? And that's an easy one, honestly. If it were true, would it be public knowledge? I think not. And that is the solid base for any good conspiracy theory.
It's true. I mean,
it is true.
There's a lot of good ones out there, but like you just got to be really careful, honestly, because all the Russians have to do is fucking leave one tentacle out of the fucking prison cell that they keep this thing in. And then
once it loses a tentacle, they just have to give it Hims and the tentacles back.
Exactly. It just grows and grows and grows. And his dick, you don't want to see that dick. It's going to fuck up the world.
If you think all the other things are bad, you don't want to see this thing's dick.
It's going to fuck the world real bad. It's like Kendrick Lamar. I'm going to fuck the world. What did he say in that song?
Yeah, that's
Backseat freestyle. What does he say? Something like
that. You did it.
Yep, that's it.
You nailed it.
Cool.
You did it.
Yeah. So, wow. B, you got to watch out for B. Everybody, bring your slingshots just in case B gets out. I'm kind of picturing them as like one of the aliens from The Simpsons. You know those things?
Okay, yeah.
He's kind of fun. They're fun.
They're fun. They're funny. They say funny things.
Yeah. They're always at the Treehouse of Horror. They're ready to party.
Yeah.
So, wow, David, thank you so much for B.
Yeah.
And thank me so much.
I made it all up. I'm kidding. I didn't. You can Google it. That's. I didn't make all of it up unless I made it up a few years ago. Unless I made it up 8 years ago and typed it all up just for this one occasion.
Well, David, I have to say somebody made it up.
Don't lie. One of us is the liar. It's not me.
Anyway, this is brought to you by Hims. So, no. Okay.
Can we email Hims? Maybe we can get a sponsorship.
Like, we heard your
So I can finally grow hair on my back.
Yeah, I'm getting an email right now that says, we heard your podcast. Fuck you. It works.
You're being sued.
But thank you guys so much for listening, for putting up with us. We really appreciate it. And if you guys want any more information, you can go to our Instagram at Camp Strange Podcast. I think that's what it is. On Instagram. We have a link in the bio. You can click that, and you can find our merch there. We took down our website right now because we don't need to pay for that. Websites are so 2010. We're on TikTok. No, we're not.
We're on MySpace.
We're on MySpace. Tom, where are you, Tom?
We're on Tumblr.
So
Napster.
That's a good one. Friendster. Club Penguin. Animorphs. Anyway.
Remember when the Nazis took over Club Penguin?
No.
That's
a whole nother episode. We'll get to that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and checking us out once again and putting up with us. If you guys want to send us anything, you can send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. And if you guys want to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, we would appreciate it. You don't have to, but if you do, make sure it's the 5-star button and not that 1-star button. We don't like that one. Don't be honest. We're bad.
Please lie.
Like Dave.
I need to feed my family.
Lie. So, anyway, I think that kind of wraps it up. David, do you have anything to say before we head out? Oh, if you guys want merch, we got merch too, like shirts and mugs. But
yeah.
if you don't want to buy
Great
that, who
shirts.
cares too? Don't tell people that you listen to us. We suck.
You're wearing one of the shirts right now.
I am wearing a shirt. Oh, somebody complimented the logo today.
I had someone at work tell me they loved my shirt, and they reacted like they knew what it was. I was like, "Oh, do you know what it is?" And he was like, "No, I just think it's funny looking." I was like, "All right, cool."
I tell people it's a podcast me and my buddy have, and they go, "Oh, this guy's a podcast. Fuck this guy."
Yeah, I never tell people I'm involved with it, and it's actually kind of funny because there's been multiple times where people will go and listen to it, and then they'll like text me back and be like, "You fucking asshole! You didn't tell me you made this shit."
Damn, I actually want to go like I like that tactic way better. I'm not
I
gonna tell them
usually just say it's my friend's podcast.
Ooh, good on them. Yeah, that's good on them.
Because it's not a lie. It's not a lie.
It's true. Oh, thank you. You're my friend too.
Fuck you.
Cool. Anyway, David, do you have anything? Bobby Boucher.
Baba Booey.
And don't forget to stay strange.